Finally, S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl has come to the PC. First announced in 2001, GSC, Game World, and THQ has released the first-person shooter to the world, and here to talk about it is senior editor for Games for Windows magazine, Darren Gladstone. Good to have you back, man.
Good to be back, man.
Been a while.
What's up?
Not much. Can you give us a brief synopsis of what S.T.A.L.K.E.R is?
Well, the short version is it all takes place in Chernobyl, and it's supposed to be pretty accurately mapped on what happened there. when the reactor meltdown in what 1986. Mm-hmm. So this takes place in 2012. And it's just basically the whole area is a war zone, and you're basically there are mercenaries and stalkers who are basically guys who go out and forage for radioactive waste or anything that's worth money, and try to sell it back to traders. It's kind of like a little Mad Max-ish post-apocalyptic kind of look at the area.
Now, it took them forever to get this thing out. What happened? What happened? We announced it in 2001 and the final release here in 2007.
Well, that's a great question, because I remember NVIDIA had first come around in the offices showing off like this new game that no one had heard of before, and I was like blown. I remember like all of us back then was CGW, and like we were all blown away. We're like, wow, this is really cool, and it was the first game that was going to show off what DirectX 9 could do. Now that gives you an idea how old this game is.
So now let's get back to the game.
All right, on to the game.
What did GSC do right with S.T.A.L.K.E.R?
Well, you've played Oblivion, right?
Yes.
So when you get out of that first dungeon and you kind of like you first step out in the sunlight and you see this huge open world and you're like, wow, I'm here. I can do anything. I can see anything and whatever. After there's a brief cutscene and then like a quick, not even really a tutorial, just kind of like, here you are in the game world. You walk out of a bunker and you're looking around like this kind of blasted out landscape with like shanty towns and mercenaries and guys walking around with hoods and machine guns, and you're like, crazy. You're right in the middle of it, and you're instantly immersed. It's a very immersive world. It's a very deep world, and it's a first-person shooter, but it also has enough trappings of an RPG to make it a little more interesting, a little more than the usual, I should say. Certainly, kind of like Deus Ex back in the day.
So. What could they have done better? Because we've had our discussions where some of the things just really made you crazy.
Well, I think the funny thing is this is kind of like it's sadly it boils down to technical stuff, but it doesn't mar the experience for me. I mean, I got the build early on, and they told me it was gold finished and everything, and I installed it, and I'm playing through for the first few minutes, and then I get to like this first area where I have to fight somebody. The game crashes, and I didn't get to save the game. So basically, it's like this Pavlovian thing, and I kept playing the game. I mean, even though the game kept crashing, like most times, I'd say, oh, screw it, I'll wait till a patch comes out later. I kept going back. It was like, seriously, it was a testament to how much I was enjoying the immersive experience, mm-hmm. and just kind of like the ability to just roam and do and see and explore and just kind of be a part of this world.
Is there much of a multiplayer or online experience for the game?
You know what? There is a multiplayer experience, but it's kind of there. It's like it's deathmatch and team deathmatch, but there isn't much more than that. Even though it's taken this long, and there's still some stability issues, you could hope that, God willing, they're going to get fix out. It's still a fun game to play, except for one small problem,
which is
a patch that just came out, and I just got to say, damn it! Oh, I spent hours playing this game, right? Hours. I was getting into it, getting in the groove. I installed the patch that fixed a couple of the problems I was running into, and now my save games are screwed. So I have to start over again from the beginning.
Will you drop the money? Will you drop the $40 for S.T.A.L.K.E.R?
You know what? I totally would. Actually, I think that more people need to, especially when a game, when they release it at a lower price point, like $40. Mm-hmm. I've seen it on sale in some places for $35, maybe even $30, the big stores, Best Buy, whatever. I think people need to vote with their dollars on a game like this, because there need to be more games like this.
Thanks, Darren. Appreciate it.
Not a problem.
S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl is out now, developed by GSC Game World, published by THQ, and it goes for $40. Back to you guys.